You may never have heard of ESG investing, but it's one of the most important things happening in America's financial sector. In short, ESG, or environmental, social, and governance, allows major investment firms and state funds to take non financial factors into account when investing billions of dollars of your money. Most notably, it allows investment in companies that promise to fight climate change or work toward social justice. In other words, it's a way for billions of dollars to be funneled into woke causes at the expense of unwitting investors. Fortunately, some people are beginning to catch on to the scam, including my next guest, Attorney General for the state of Missouri and candidate for U.S. Senate, Eric Schmidt. Attorney General, good to see you, sir.
Good to be with you again.
So just can you tell it's a little overview, because we see it here and there, little headlines. What is ESG and what does it have to do with investing? Why are people even talking about it these days?
Well, ESG is a radical new way of funneling money to a woke ideology that people based on the merit of trying to get the best return wouldn't otherwise do. And so this is a tactic being used by the left with fund managers, principally with pension funds. And you saw like the big ones in California and New York adopt these strategies where essentially, even though their fiduciary obligation is to get the best return for the people who are, they're supposed to pay the pensions to, they've adopted again and genuflected to this altar of wokeness, things that are about climate alarmism, about social justice causes, and sort of these virtue signaling checklist as opposed to, again, getting the best return. And so it's gotten bigger. It really undermines capitalism. It's harmful to taxpayers. And again, it's been something that was kind of quiet. People didn't know much about, but I think is coming more into the lexicon of the American people as they learn just how radical and all-encompassing the left is with this ideology they're trying to push.
So I know you're pushing back against this. And here's a headline from U.S. News. Missouri Attorney General investigates Morningstar over ESG rankings. What do we need to know about Morningstar, and what are you looking into this for?
Yeah, so I guess the best way to look at it is there's three kind of buckets right now. You've got BlackRock, which is, manages the most as far as like public pension funds, and they're leaning on these corporations to adopt different strategies, really blacklisting oil and gas companies because they're not doing enough for climate change. You've got Morningstar, which is a rating system, and we launched that investigation a week or so ago because they're using information, and we're investigating them under our consumer protection laws, supplying information in kind of an anti-Israel bias, and possibly advising companies to not do business with the state of Israel and things like that. So Morningstar is part of the rating system, but they might be manipulating some of that data and information for a desired result. The third bucket is the public pension funds, and this is a huge amount of money that states invest in companies like BlackRock to make decisions, and it's very possible, and in fact likely, that they're not getting the best return because these folks are chasing these ideological agendas, right? They're not trying to get the best return, they're trying to virtue signal. And so that's how ESG is kind of permeated now, the financial sector. There's also, Buck, what's also important to know, we're pushing back on government agencies like the Department of Labor, making sure ERISA plans incorporate ESG. The SEC forcing companies to put a lot of this information in their corporate disclosures about what they're doing. I mean, this stuff is nuts. And the left is using the apparatus of government now to force the private sector in a particular direction, as opposed to the market determining where the money goes.